bet you tryna go big. Better run up the cash and love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. I'm with the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. I just got bags from Prada. Rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We are technically 5 miles east of Washington, D.C. That's where the home of the Washington Redskins resides. FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. A few minutes ago, it sounded like the 4th of July on the National Mall as the hometown Redskins were introduced to this sold-out crowd. They are set to go as their guys will match up with the San Francisco 49ers. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. Slant 80! Hey, watch the slant.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. It's caught inside the 25. A huge play there right off the bat. 54 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Reuben Foster in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. The start less than ideal as they already face a 2nd and long.
12. Bravo.
Garoppolo now. Throw taken in by Taylor, left side. 22 yards there, a 1st down. They're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this. And, hey, you know.
And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Tevin Coleman. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Haskins and the Redskins come up 1st and 10 at their own 26.
Whip. Watch the whip. Shift. Undercrush. Shift. Watch the shift. Hey, check 25.
Now the 2nd year back from LSU, it's Darius Geis. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
You got it.
The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. The tackle there by Richard Sherman.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Geis with a carry on second down. Tackle that time by Jarquiski Tart.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Here's Haskins to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So on fourth down, the Redskins will call on Tress Way to punt it away. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road, so getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. One play has them to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
13.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Hey, gun. 13. Hey, I 7. 56, Mike, 56. You don't see me in your nightmare.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has 0 answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football until they make me change.
That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Malcolm Smith. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Tighten up. 36.
To try again after the sack. Haskins. And an alley to run. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. Third and 11. And some extra depth in the secondary here. They're in the dime. Third down. Here's Haskins. Throw left side complete. It's Richardson. A Redskin first down. The pickup 15 yards. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's the Redskins in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Thompson, and a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second down and 4. Haskins. This one complete to Jordan Reed.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 4th down. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart, even for a talent. And down he goes. The 49ers get there.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Another try after the first down sack. Haskins, only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Just like 66.
Now Haskins, 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
21. Here we go. Hey, come on.
Back near his goal line. Here's Garoppolo. And this is going to wind up a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Akello Witherspoon. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Here we go. 180. Check.
Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. His pass caught at the 4. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
CD, you know there were quite a few Bears fans back in January saying, why didn't we hold on to that Robbie Gould guy?
Well, it's a legitimate question. 33 of 34 for San Francisco 2018. The crazy stat of the year, he missed more extra points, 2, than he did field goals, 1 in the 2018 season.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh. Now the Niners get there and bring him down. Nick Perry comes flying in for the sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Haskins will throw, and he finds McLaurin. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Looking to throw, Haskins. He's going to float this one deep right side. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Paul Richardson. His 5th touchdown now on the year, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. Hopkins with the extra point, and this is back to an 8-point game. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Garoppolo to try again on 2nd down. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Hey, Alpha. Hey, gun.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
To throw again on second down. Haskins completes it right side to Dodson. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Haskins. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Final play of the half. It's Haskins. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll get you down the coast. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive.
Under pressure, they got him again. Malcolm Smith picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. I was pretty surprised. When they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
Now Haskins. He can run for it, and he will. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tough...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it, and he will score. Touchdown, Washington.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yo, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
11.
Double up. He's coming.
Hey, wahoo! 6-6, pull it high.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here we go.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Hey, alert! Go!
Mike 28. Bandit. Mike 28.
Flag! Hey, number 28, Mike.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is taken about 7 yards deep. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A huge play there for Washington. 52 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
Slam. Check 24. Deuce. Check 3. Out.
Shotgun handoff to Thompson. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, here's Haskins. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Haskins escaping, and the pressure gets to him again. D. Ford, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Garoppolo on 1st down. Buying time to his left. And this will be incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
11. X3. 218. Chopper. Hey, let go. Hey, number 28. Mike, he's coming. Go ahead.
There's Garoppolo to throw. Throw right side, taken in by Pettis. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Here we go. 180. I got this. Hey, number 28. Mike. 21. Here we go.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Here we go.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Check.
Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Montez Sweat. He brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. That last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long.
Hey, Haywood.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. Looking deep downfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
On 1st down, it's Thompson. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Washington. Chris Thompson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Redskins are going to retake the lead. Extra point good by Haskins, and that gives them a 3-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. And watch the leg. Mike 54. Mike 54.
Back to the air on 2nd. It's Garoppolo. Throw left side, caught by Goodwin. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Garoppolo now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Garoppolo going for the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
21. 56 to Mike. Hey, 2.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo gets this one left side to Pettis. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. Well, Pettis is quickly becoming the #1 receiving option for Jimmy Garoppolo. Into last year, John Lynch said that they loved the way he closed the season, really came on late. Remember, this is a guy that they traded up to get at number 44 back in 2018 out of the University of Washington. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 24-yard line. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, Garoppolo. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
What we got?
On the ground, it's Geis. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. Touchdown, Washington! Darius Geis, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the interception by the Redskins. Dean leads to a touchdown. Hopkins with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Trey Boston.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Haskins. He's got it complete to Thompson. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, being rightly cautious with that lead here in the 2nd half. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
21. Hey, Charlie.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Garoppolo toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Matthews, the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
56 to Mike.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Try to go back to Matthews there, and it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
11. Hey, Mike 7.
56, Mike 56. There's a corner now. Mike 56.
One, Omaha.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And this is caught at the 8. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Garoppolo looks to throw. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
You know, I was going to ask you if maybe they should surprise and pass the ball, but where they're at on the field, I think keep it on the ground, right?
I like where you're going with this one because field position is going to determine these play calls. And backed up where they are, I don't even think about putting the ball in the air. I tell my running backs, grasp the football, and I tell my offensive line, don't allow any leaks so they get hit immediately when we hand it off.
So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. They're going to be stopped up on this 1st down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
Check 24. Check hot route. Hot. Kill.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24. FO. Check 43.
Here we go with Haskins. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right?
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. DeForest Buckner with a sack. The former number 7 overall pick. It's 2nd and goal. Back to the 8-yard line now. Geis. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on 3rd and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
So a victory here for the Washington Redskins, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better, and that got it done in this one.
So for Washington, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Niners, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brent.